now, from the Tennessee Theater in Knoxville, Tennessee, it's the 2025 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame Induction Ceremony.
He tried to tell her what she couldn't do. She had to look beyond their words of doubt to make her dreams come true. A dream so big it had no place to hide. She had a reservoir of faith and hope that could not be denied. Against the odds, she found a way to win, drawing on the strength and the courage deep within. She had to try a little harder. She had to reach a little higher. She had to run a little faster. She had to walk through the fire. She had to be a little stronger. She had to pray a little longer. 'Cause nothing is impossible, it seems, when a little girl starts to dream. So here and now the dream has come of age. Standing here in this magic moment, we turn another page. Doing things that never have been done. And you can tell by her intensity there's more dreaming yet to come. The world is seeing things they've never seen. No, standing so much taller on the shoulders of her dream. Try a little harder. She had to reach a little higher. She had to run a little faster. She had to walk through the fire. She had to be a little stronger. She had to play a little longer. 'Cause nothing is impossible, it seems, when a little girl starts to dream. Honoring the past, celebrating now, looking to the future and all her dream on.
Good evening. Hello, I'm Amber Lynn. I'm a local lifestyle TV host here at WATE in Knoxville, and we are so proud to be a part of your special evening and showcasing this incredible coverage here on ESPN as well. Well, you are here tonight because of the milestones you've reached through your courage and dedication in various aspects of your life. Accomplishments that are woven from the very fibers of the fabric of your dreams. But what if you could go back for just one moment and ask your childhood self, are you ready to see how big your dreams can be? Well, we spend so much of our lives reaching for the next thing, worrying about perhaps what's coming up next, or maybe regretting the past that's already happened. But do you remember the last time you stepped out on the court with your teammates? Or perhaps the last shot you took in the league? Or maybe it was simply laughing in the locker room with the closest friends that you had at the time. We were unintentionally unaware during these moments, not knowing that they would be our very last. And it's in these highlights of life when we look back and time stops for a second. Not because everything was perfect, not because everything was easy, but it's because those were the days that we were doing the things that our childhood self had absolutely dreamed of. And life doesn't come with warning labels, it doesn't come with expiration dates, but sometimes it happens suddenly, whether it's we lose someone we truly care about that we wish was sitting with us here tonight, or perhaps it's a diagnosis that shakes you to your core. Time creeps slowly, and until you look around and realize where did it all go and have that moment. But with all that you have accomplished, this version of your life, with all the flaws and the beauty and all the in-betweens, this night you'll look back and think on, if I could just hold on and experience this moment a little bit longer. Take the time to soak in all you've accomplished because your childhood self would be so incredibly proud. So cheers to you, cheers to much more success in your future, and thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. And I want to introduce an incredible woman that is going to come up here and be the voice of the hall for us tonight, Debbie Antonelli.
Well, thank you so much, Amber. It's good to see everyone. This, for me, I think is my 20th emceeing this event, so it's a highlight on my calendar, and I am so excited to be here. Congratulations to the class of 2025, and we're going to have a good time celebrating all of you tonight. It's good to see everyone. This, for me, I think is my 20th emceeing this event, so it's a highlight on my calendar, and I am so excited to be here. Congratulations to the class of 2025, and we're going to have a good time celebrating all of you tonight. Welcome to the 2025 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It is an honor to be here with you, so thank you for joining us. And we've got a pretty packed house up there. It looks pretty good. So we're here to celebrate. So welcome. I'm going to introduce the the existing Hall of Famers that are here in attendance. So please stand as I call your name and remain standing until everyone is introduced. And you can hold your applause to the end. From the class of 2000, Patricia Roberts and Kathy Rush. From the class of 2001, Holly Warlick. From the class of 2002, Marianne Stanley. From the class of 2003, Doris Rogers. From the class of 2006, Gino Oriema. From the class of 2007, Mel Greenberg. From the class of 2008, Debbie Ryan. From the class of 2010, Teresa Weatherspoon. From the class of 2013, Peggy Gillum Granderin. From the class of 2014, Lynn Dunn. From the class of 2015, Gail Gestencourse. From the class of 2018, Chris Daly. From the class of 2019, Joan Cronin. From the class of 2021, Carol Callan. And from the class of 2023, Lisa Mattingly. Ladies and gentlemen, our Hall of Famers. The Berenson Award is in recognition of the mother of women's basketball, Senda Berenson. Senda Berenson was a physical education teacher at Smith College, where she created the women's game of basketball in 1892. Join me in welcoming Kristen Hughes, Athletic Director of Smith College.
Dribble 3 times, stop, pivot, pass, and no holding the ball for more than 3 seconds. Those are the instructions given in Alumni Gymnasium on the campus of Smith College before the first basketball game involving college women was played in 1892. Senda Berenson was hired to be the director of physical education from 1891 to 1911. This was a time when women played mostly individual sports like tennis or swimming. So creating a team sport that was considered rigorous in nature was quite challenging. Ms. Berenson did not believe in intercollegiate play. She also prohibited her players from losing their tempers or engaging in any form of yelling. So instead, the women sang rival songs during the game. And what a game it was. At Smith, there were 2 major events that happened each year. One was commencement, and the other was the freshman-sophomore interclass game. There was a line outside of Alumni Gymnasium just to get inside and watch, which speaks to how quickly this game for women took off. Marjorie Gain, a student who played on the 1898 team, is quoted as saying, "We talk basketball until we can't see straight." This game was central to the college lives of Smith women. In 1903, Ms. Berenson published the basketball rule book for women, which she would go on to publish for another 20 years. But as much as Senda Berenson promoted basketball as a way to achieve physical activity, she may have been wise well beyond her years in the real value in sport, which still holds true today. In a 1903 article published in the Boston Globe, Ms. Berenson is quoted as saying, "Games are invaluable for women in that they bring out, as nothing else, just these elements that women find necessary today in their enlarged field of activities. Basketball is the game above all others that has proved the greatest value to them. This game develops physical and moral courage, self-reliance and self-control, the ability to meet success and defeat with dignity." So Smith College is incredibly proud to be honoring the legacy of Senda Berenson through such an impactful relationship with the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Our basketball team made their 3rd consecutive appearance in the Division III Final Four this past season, and our head coach, Lynn Hersey, has been the 2-time National Coach of the Year, here tonight to help us celebrate this great sport of basketball, which originated on our campus, which we affectionately call the birthplace. And although there was no singing this season, and there was definitely a lot of yelling within our program, I still think Ms. Berenson would be quite proud. The mission of Smith College is to empower women, so celebrating tonight's Hall of Fame inductees with the Berenson Trophy sends a significant message to girls and women across the country about the power of sport. I want to thank the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame for their role in developing this relationship with Smith College and congratulate all of the incredible inductees this evening. We are very proud to be supporting the evident excellence in this room tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. It's support like yours in Smith College that help keep our legacy of this hall going, and we really appreciate it, so thank you so much. Okay, now's the moment we're here for our newest class of inductees. Danielle Donahue is our first inductee. Danielle has been the executive director of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association since 2014. Under her leadership, the WBCA earned the 2023 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame Trailblazer Award for its significant contributions to the sport. A passionate advocate for women's basketball, Danielle's leadership has spanned roles at Georgia Tech, the University of Tennessee, the WNBA's Atlanta Dream, the Big East Conference, and the American Athletic Conference. She was recognized as one of Georgia Tech's 70 most influential women graduates of all time. She established the Danielle M. Donahue Women's Basketball Scholarship at Georgia Tech in 2015. As a board member of the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, the Kay Yow Cancer Fund, the Pat Summitt Foundation, and the Pat Summitt Leadership Group, Danielle actively contributes to the sport's legacy. Representing over 4,000 WBCA members, she serves on various NCAA committees and continues to be a trailblazer in women's basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2025 inductee, Danielle Donahue.
Danielle Donahue is named to Georgia Tech's 70 most influential women graduates of all time and is the executive director of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association.
Good evening, and thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Joan, for presenting me for induction. You are an amazing leader, mentor, and friend who I deeply admire. And thank you to my mom for serving as my escort. You're the one person who's walked my entire journey with me. You are the most talented leader I've ever known, and you are my greatest blessing. Thank you to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame Board of Trustees, Board of Governors, Dana Hart, and her staff. I'm humbled and grateful for this profound honor. To my fellow inductees, congratulations. I am so excited and proud to share this stage with you tonight. And to my family, you are my strength and foundation. Thank you, Mom, Lindsay, Ben, Colette, Marion, Louisa, Marcus, Melissa, Jimmy, Whitney, Shakira, and my son, Walker. Walker, you are my joy. Also from heaven, Sis, Papa, and Lamar. Thank you all for being here with me tonight. I love you, and I treasure you. Special thanks to my WBCA team and my board. I see so many of you in the audience. You are awesome, and I am so proud of what we have accomplished together. Unfortunately, I am not able to recognize everyone by name tonight, even though you know I want to. Please know how much I appreciate all your notes, your flowers, and your well wishes. Your presence means the world to me. Basketball is my passion, and God has blessed me with incredible opportunities and people along my path. I have enjoyed attending the Women's Final Four with my mom since I was in 9th grade, winning national titles with multiple teams, building a new WNBA franchise, serving conference families, building new revenue streams, serving on boards established by our coaches, and awarding lots of beautiful trophies to celebrate so many of you over the years. I have traveled all over the world, and I have seen the power of this sport and its unique ability to bring people together. almost like a universal language. I've been shaped by the people. Thank you all for being my family, my teammate, my opponent, my coach, my encourager, my mentor, my colleague, and my friend. As I reflect on the many adventures this game of basketball has provided to me, at every stepping stone of my journey, I have been on a dream team or in my dream job. Now, who else can say that? I have loved this game as a student athlete at Sequoia High School and Georgia Tech, as director of basketball operations at Tennessee, as executive vice president at the WNBA's Atlanta Dream, as associate commissioner at both the Big East and American Athletic Conferences, and now as executive director of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association. Over my 25 years on the business side of the sport, I have witnessed the dedication and contributions of our coaches in the lives of their student athletes and professional players. The coach is the player's experience. The coach is the environment. The coach is the primary steward of our game. I would like to recognize two coaches who've had a lasting impact on me. First, Agnes Baronato, my college coach at Georgia Tech. Agnes and her staff provided an incredible collegiate student-athlete experience and an opportunity for me to earn the #1 industrial and systems engineering degree in the world. I have looked up to Agnes since I was in 5th grade. I was a Baronato's Bunch ball kid, and let me tell you, I was really good as a floor mopper and a water girl. Thank you, Coach B, for choosing me. Thank you, Coach B, and your staff for the priceless relationships that we continue to enjoy today. Next, Pat Summitt, my first boss at Tennessee. Yes. Pat was my first boss at Tennessee, who gave me the opportunity to earn my master's degree in sport administration. Pat and her staff taught me the business of the sport as a graduate assistant and a director of basketball operations. In fact, Pat told me I would be a terrible coach, and my gifts and my talents are far better suited for the business side of the sport. Pat believed I could create an environment where coaches could be successful. Well, thank heavens I listened to her, or I likely would not be here giving these remarks tonight. Today would have been Pat's 73rd birthday. Happy birthday, Pat, and thank you. Since 1981, the WBCA continues to be the beacon of light in the game that solely represents the interests of all our coaches, providing professional development at all stages of their coaching journey and positioning them to serve their athletes and ultimately lead the game. My greatest professional honor has been the trust of more than 4,000 coaches as we work together to protect and provide for the game. We have accomplished significant wins in the last decade, and while we have many more mountains to climb, I'm encouraged today as our game is on fire and growing in every measurable business metric. In closing, I want to share 5 pieces of wisdom I've learned along the way that have served me well, and I hope they might inspire you. Live your passion, use your talents, win with people, have fun, and leave a legacy. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I wish for each of you that you would enjoy your journey and the people along your path as much as I have enjoyed mine. I love this game. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sweet D from 3. A standout at Rutgers University, she led the Scarlet Knights to back-to-back Big East championships in 2005 and 2006. She helped Rutgers to 4 NCAA tournament appearances, including an Elite Eight berth in 2005. She earned Big East Rookie of the Year in 2003 and Big East Player of the Year in 2006. Cappie Pondexter was selected 2nd overall in the 2006 WNBA draft, and through her career earned 7 All-Star selections and 2 WNBA championships in '07 and '09. In '07, she earned Finals MVP. She was named to the WNBA's 15th, 20th, and 25th anniversary teams. Cappie claimed 3 Russian Cup championships, 4 Turkish National League titles, and 4 Turkish President's Cups. Cappie won gold with the 2008 USA Olympic team. Ladies and gentlemen, represented by her mother, Vanessa, Cappie Pondexter.
Pondexter led Rutgers University to a 97-22 record and back-to-back Big East championships in 2005 and 2006.
Wow, this is amazing. I'm truly happy to be here representing Cappie Pondexter, my sweet girl, and looking out at all these beautiful faces. I love you all. I don't know everybody, but I love you all. Unfortunately, Cappie couldn't be here tonight, so I'll be accepting honor and speaking on her behalf. In her own words, I am immensely grateful to God for his grace and mercy. He has granted me my first dream of a future in basketball, and now I'm thrilled to see my second dream come true with my upcoming induction into the Hall of Fame. Class of 2025. And I'd like to say thank you to the board, to the Governor Board, for choosing Cappie at this time in her life. Congratulations to all my fellow inductees for 2025. It's a privilege to share this moment with you. To the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame and all the voting members, I am truly thankful for this incredible honor. To Reverend Dr. Richard Nelson and First Lady Alice Nelson at Greater Open Door Church, my church in Illinois, your steadfast prayers have been my strength throughout my journey. To DeForest and Donna Soares, their children Malcolm and Martin, you provided me with a church family and a true home away from home, and I will always cherish your kindness. To my godparents, Steve, rest in peace, Monica Hudson, it was all about basketball. To my godfather, Milton Redmond, you told it like it was through old school music. I love you for life. To my cousin, Vernon Marla Williams and Isaiah, you always showed up for me when I was at Rutgers. Thank you. To my big brother, Ronald James Brown, thank you for allowing me to watch your games from the sidelines. When the ball would roll my way, I wanted to impress you so much, I tried and succeeded in imitating your moves. You sparked my passion for this beautiful game. To Lauren Foster from AAU Small Fry, AKA Get On My Level, when you told me to dunk on them, I thought you were crazy. It was an all-boys team. I was the tallest girl. And you would always say, the rim is only 78 feet. Dunk on them. But you believed in me, and I thank you for that. To Frederick Eden, my AAU coach under FIBA, overseen by Patrick, your gentle encouragement continually pushed me to grow, not only as a player, but as a person. To my high school coach, Dorothy Gators, you led me to 3 city championships and 1 state title, helping me to become the first female basketball player to earn Miss Illinois basketball honors 2 years in a row. To Coach Vivian Stringer, you constantly challenged me to be the best version of myself I could be. I can still hear you saying, time to take over, Cap. To Jolette Law, thank you for believing in me and being an extraordinary mentor throughout my career. To all the teams and coaches I played with in the WNBA and international, every experience has contributed to my development as a player and person. To my best friends who have supported me, everything, Lisa Smith-Craig, Essence Carsons, Ebony Hoffman, Ronald Cass, Zara, Keep On Hooping Girl, and Eileen Hauser, the original Nike rep. Your friendship means the world to me. To Chrissy B. and Nomella Upshaw, thank you for being there when I needed support the most. To my dad, Leo Pondexter, you never pass judgment. I love you. To my family, my foundation, and my heart, my wonderful aunt, Yolanda Gilliam, my cousin, Robert Jeffrey Rivers, who traveled with me overseas, and my cousin, Deion Brown, who always adds excitement to life. To my entire family, my village, I love you and am deeply grateful for your unwavering support. To Teresa Witherspoon, thank you for giving me the honor to represent Cappy and you walking me down the aisle. I'll never forget that. You have blessed my heart truly. To Dana, thank you and your staff. You have truly been a blessing. This has been top of the line, a top tier cake. Every step I took, you encouraged me. When I started crying, you hugged me and said, it's okay, you got this. And then they would say, yeah, Cappy was the fashionista, but look at you. I said, no, Cappy thinks I got it from her, so. But in closing, always prioritize God in everything you do, and remember to be kind to your mind, because love is too. Again, thank you all for this incredible honor.
We send our best wishes to Cappy and congratulations, Vanessa. Our third inductee, Elena Beard, was a Kodak All-American, AP All-American, Women's Basketball News Service All-American in 2002, 2003, and 2004 as a player at Duke. She was twice named ACC Female Athlete of the Year in 03 and 04, and garnered ESPN.com National Player of the Year honors in those same years. In 2004, Beard swept the national top awards, including the Wooden, the WATE, the AP, and the USBWA National Player of the Year awards. Beard was the second pick in the 2004 WNBA draft by the Washington Mystics, a 3-time WNBA All-Star, and won a WNBA title with the LA Sparks in 2016. Beard was a two-time WNBA Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and 18. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2025 inductee, Elena Beard.
14, Alana Beard founded a nonprofit organization working with AAU basketball to provide resources to young women to achieve success on and off the court.
I chose Good People as my walk-up song because I've been blessed with exactly that. Good people who always showed up and supported me unconditionally throughout this beautiful journey. To every coach, teammate, friend, and especially my family, please know that this moment is just as much yours as it is mine. To the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame Board of Trustees, thank you for this honor. To the legends I share this stage with tonight, I am humbled to stand beside you. When one of the representatives from the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame called to share the news, one of her first questions was, "So Elena, are you coaching now?" It was a fair question. It was what you expect from someone who spent nearly 3 decades playing this game. But I've always been built a little different. That mindset started early when I chose to attend Duke, not because it was easy, but because I wanted to grow. Coach G, from the moment she stepped into my living room, demanded excellence. I knew it would be hard, but I embraced the challenge, knowing discomfort was necessary. So no, I didn't go into coaching. I walked straight into the things that scared me the most: venture capital, nonprofit leadership, boardrooms, and business. I leaned into the unknown with the same mindset and discipline the game instilled in me. That courage didn't begin at retirement. It started a decade earlier in 2010, the year I consider my year of reinvention. After suffering a potentially career-ending injury, I was forced to confront the very real possibility that my career was over. That moment taught me how to live in uncertainty, how to trust the process, and how to reshape my identity not around what I did, but who I was becoming. It was that moment that gave me a quiet confidence, the kind that allows me to walk into a room and stay grounded among people who may be more experienced or accomplished. Not because I have all the answers, but because I trust in my ability to figure it out. It was forged through adversity and shaped by people who supported the journey. There are many I can point to, but I want to highlight someone who took a chance on me when others were cautious. Penny Toller. When I hit free agency after my injury, 3 different teams flew to DC to watch me work out. They wanted proof that I still had it. Some teams brought me in more than once, and then there was Penny, who I had no prior relationship with, who never once asked me for a workout. She didn't need to. She already knew who I was and how I showed up. Penny made the biggest bet on me, not just as a player, but as a person. She offered me a multi-year guaranteed contract, no conditions, without hesitation. She knew the Sparks year over year was always loaded with talent, but she needed someone steady, someone who could lead from within, someone who would show up every single day. And that's exactly who I was. It's exactly who I am today. So everything that Coach G demanded from me at Duke, leadership, discipline, consistency, excellence, it all presented when it mattered most. And that brings me to now. In 2021, I established the 318 Foundation, a nonprofit organization named after my hometown of Shreveport, Louisiana, where the area code is 318 and the potential in our girls is limitless. The 318 Foundation exists to give girls the one thing that changed everything for me: access. Today, we serve over 160 girls across 5 public high schools, offering leadership development, mentorship, and exposure beyond their environment. I'm not standing here today because I'm any different than the girls we serve. I'm standing here because I had the courage to be vulnerable through adversity and the grace of being surrounded by good people. Now, I just want to be that for them. So to every young girl watching, and to my beautiful son, Aiden, know that who you become will always be determined by the audacity of your dreams and your willingness to see them through. Keep showing up, stay curious, and above all, be good people. Thank you.
Congrats, Beard. Awesome. Mark Campbell is in his 26th season as the head coach of Division II Union University in Jackson, Tennessee. Campbell's career includes 4 NAIA national championships in 05, 06, 09, and 2010, and 48 consecutive #1 rankings in the NAIA national poll from 2007 to 2011. He has been honored 4 times as the NAIA National Coach of the Year and as a 2-time NAIA WBCA Coach of the Year as well. Campbell's accolades extend beyond the collegiate level. He was the 2019 USA Developmental Coach of the Year and was inducted into the NAIA Hall of Fame and the Jackson-Madison County Sports Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2025 inductee, Coach Mark Campbell.
Mark Campbell was named Gulf South Conference Coach of the Decade and Tennessee Sports Writers Coach of the Year.
Thank you. What an incredible few days with an amazing group of people. And I stand here tonight truly humbled. It's an honor to share this moment with Danielle, with Vanessa, with Lucille, Sylvia, Elena, and Sue, and to be presented by Coach Dunn. Thank you, Coach. To be a part of a group that includes people like Coach Pat Head Summit and Carol Callan, who showed such great humility and great leadership when I was with the USA Basketball. This is beyond anything I could possibly imagine. Ecclesiastes 4 says, 2 are better than 1. A cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. That verse is the story of my life. I'm a product of family, of community, and of team. And God has shaped me through groups of people. They've shaped me, and I want to honor Him, and I want to honor the people that have defined my journey. As a coach, I've tried to create environments where people flourish, where gifts are used for the greater good, where weaknesses are met with grace, and where trust and deep relationships produce joy and purpose. I've been surrounded by great leaders, great people, and great environments. There are many to thank, but one to point to. As a Christian, I want to acknowledge that God alone deserves praise. He used basketball to show me my need for a personal relationship with Jesus. The success we've had at Union has only deepened that truth. No success satisfies like Jesus does. And knowing my purpose in Him has anchored my identity as a coach, and I'm deeply grateful. As a husband, I want to recognize my wife, Molly. You've been the most important person in my life for 28 years, and they're the best years of my life. Proverbs 31 says, her children rise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. And that's me. You're amazing. The environment you've created in our home is more than I could have ever dreamed of. And driving into our driveway every night is still the best part of my day. As a father, I've been given 4 incredible blessings. Gray, your heart and character are consistent and steady. Thank you for always honoring us, and I'm excited to see all that God has for you. Ella, your independence and strength and giftedness are evident daily. Your love for people will impact their life and every life you touch. Callion, your loyalty and generosity shine through, and your laughter is a gift to us all. There is a strength in you that is not influenced by the crowd. Mia, your kindness and extravagant love make everyone feel special, and I seriously believe you're the nicest person God ever created. Your smile lights up a room. Being your dad has brought the greatest accountability and joy into my life. As a son, my parents, Bob and Carolyn Campbell, I wish they could be here. They've both gone to be with the Lord, but their love and foundation still shape me. I'm grateful my sister Amy is here. I cherish our relationship, and you're one of my best friends. Community has power. Friends like Robert Butler and John Pierce and Todd Messick challenged and protected me during formative years, and I'm thankful for their influence. A special thank you to my 6th grade teacher, my favorite teacher, who brought her basketball shoes and shot with me every day after school. It might not have been every day, but it seemed like it. I appreciate you believing in me early on. I've had great coaches, Tom Kelsey, Joe Gaskins, and especially David Muckle, who showed me what it means to be all in, to be loved and liked by a coach. And it was my first real experience of what team was. Coach Don Meyer at Lipscomb was transformational. He taught me the power of detail and selflessness. He recruited not just talent, but teammates. That environment shaped me both in and out of sport. Another key figure in my life was Ralph Turner, who brought me to Union in 1994. He gave me real responsibility and prepared me to be a head coach. His impact is seen in our program still today. Union University has been my professional home for 31 years. I remember Coach Meyer once assigned us an assignment entitled My Perfect Life. Everything I wrote in that paper has come true. Union is not just where I work, it's where my heart is. It fits my family and me in every way. I've experienced 2 pinnacle moments in coaching: the joy of winning a national championship and the miracle of watching God change a heart. There is no comparison between those 2 experiences. Seeing God transform a life, a heart, on my team or in my home are the greatest moments of my life. Union supports my faith, honors my family. It equips us to compete for national championships. And I've worked for 2 amazing presidents, Dr. David S. Dockery, who encouraged my pursuit of excellence, and my current president, Dr. Samuel Dub Oliver, whose integrity I deeply admire. I trust him, and I'm grateful to be led by him. I've had 2 athletic directors, David Blackstock and Tommy Sadler. Thank you for their leadership and friendship. To my assistant coaches, Tiffany Hill, Katie Woodruff, Kayla Irvin, Caitlin Freeman, Stephanie Schutz, Lauren Avant Sumsky, Sarah Barham, and my current associate head coach, Sean Blackburn. Your sacrifices have been instrumental to our success, and I consider you all friends. To Debbie Curry, our chaplain, thank you for sowing spiritual seeds into our players' lives. To all the coaches and programs that have pushed us and challenged us and made us better. Thank you especially to Marty Rowe for your friendship. Talent wins, always. And our players have made this program what it is. We've had numerous All-Americans and 5 National Players of the Year, and many stars from West Tennessee who were shaped by great high school coaches. Many more, and probably most importantly, who were great teammates, served each other, willing to give up self. Thank you for your effort, your joy, and your trust. I'll never forget the conversations, the many tears, the growth. I love you all, and I consider you all daughters. Billy Graham said, "A coach will impact more people in a year than most people will in a lifetime." That has been my greatest desire and prayer. There are players I wished I'd coached differently, but the journey has been a blessing to build families on our teams, to recognize each young lady's gifts, and watch those gifts be used to serve others. That is the beauty of coaching. Any success I've experienced is because of the people I've done life with, and I'm thankful for every family member, friend, coworker, assistant, and player, and most of all for Jesus, who gives me a purpose that's bigger than any title or win. Thank you to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, the Board of Directors, the Board of Trustees. Thank you, Dana Hart, and all the interns last day for your hospitality. And congratulations to Danielle, Cappy, Lucille, Sylvia, Elena, and Sue. This is the coaching honor of a lifetime. Thank you.
Our fifth inductee, Sylvia Fowles, had a decorated college career at LSU. She was a Kodak All-American and First Team All-American by ESPN.com, the Wooden Award, and the USBWA. In 2008, Fowles earned SEC Player of the Year. Sylvia led LSU to the NCAA Women's Final Four 4 times. She holds the LSU records for rebounds, blocks, and double-doubles with 86. Her number 34 jersey is retired by LSU in the rafters. In the WNBA, Fowles was a 2-time WNBA champion in 15 and in 17, 2-time WNBA Finals MVP, and an 8-time WNBA All-Star. Her defense earned her 8 WNBA Defensive First Team selections. Fowles was a 4-time Olympic gold medalist, 08, 12, 16, and 20. She won 2 EuroLeague championships and 2 Europe Super Cups. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2025 inductee, Sylvia Fowles.
Sylvia Fowles is an 8-time WNBA Defensive First Team member, 2-time WNBA Finals MVP, and 4-time Olympic gold medalist.
I'm too tall. Good evening. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and blessings to the Most High, my Lord God and Jesus Savior. Without that divine guidance, I wouldn't be standing before you today. It is truly an honor to be here, to stand on this stage and be recognized among legends. This moment is humbling, and it's not just about basketball. It's about legacy, community, and most importantly, it's about gratitude. I'd be remiss to stand here and pretend I got here on my own. Yes, I work hard, I sacrifice, I trained when no one was watching. But let's be clear, I'm here because of the village that poured into me and because of the people who saw something in me before I saw it in myself. When I reflect on this journey, I see it like a tree. The seeds was planted by the Creator, who gave me a gift, a purpose, and a drive that I didn't always understand, but always felt. Those seeds was buried deep in the soil of possibility, and over time with faith and work, it grew. The roots of that tree, that's my family and my close friends. You all kept me grounded. My roots held me strong during injuries, loss, and doubts. You reminded me of who I was. You reminded me of why I started. The trunk of that tree is built by every coach and teammate I ever had. From AAU tournaments to high school gyms to college arenas to overseas trips and pro championships, you all shaped me into the player I become and the woman that I am now. You taught me that discipline, you challenged me to grow, you held me accountable, and you celebrated my wins like they were your own. Thank you for every assist, every huddle, and every ounce of belief. Then there are the bridges, the opportunities that extended out to me, from the scholarship contracts to the endorsements, to the moments when doors opened that I never knew was possible. Not everyone got those chances, so I didn't take a single one for granted. Thank you to every organization, every league, every general manager, every staff who believed in me enough to give me a shot. And finally, the leaves, the beautiful, sometimes fleeting part of the journey, the cities I played in, the fans who cheered my name, my teammates who I only played one season with but left an impact on my life, the rivals who pushed me to level up, the small, powerful moments that was here for a season but helped shape the bigger picture. These leaves changed colors, they fell away, but they were necessary and they made the tree whole. I want to take a moment out to thank my mom and dad. Mom, thank you for being my foundation. Thank you for being forced to travel with me on AAU trips. Thank you for being my biggest fan and always surrounding me with unwavering love. Dad, the time we missed out and the physical time spent together, I made it up with the fire that was instilled in me to work hard and to never give up. To my coaches, I won't name you all because we'll be here all night. Thank you for seeing me as a leader, not just a scorer. Thank you for teaching me that greatness isn't just in stats. It's in consistency, integrity, and how you treat people. To my teammates, I love y'all, I really do. We've been through tough wins, heartbreaks, road trip, locker room laughters, and hard conversations. You made the game fun, you made it real. To the fans, your love has carried me. Whether you screamed my name in packed arenas or followed me from afar, you made me feel seen. You gave this game soul. To the next generation, and especially young girls that's watching this right now, your dreams are valid, your voices matter, your power is real. Whether you're the tallest person on the court or the last one, always pick. Keep going. Water your tree, trust the process. You don't have to have it all figured out today. Just don't stop showing up. And lastly, to the game of basketball, thank you for being my teacher. Thank you for giving me family. Thank you for breaking my heart and helping me put it back together again. Thank you for giving me a space where I can be fully myself, flawed, fierce, and free. Tonight isn't just a celebration of what I've done, it's a reflection of who it has helped me become. I share this honor with every hand that lifted me, every voice that encouraged me, and every soul that prayed for me. This Hall of Fame trophy may have my name on it, but this moment belongs to us all. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sylvia Fowles. Our sixth inductee, Lucille Cavales, is a legendary figure in women's basketball. From 1962 to 1966, she led Westchester State College to an extraordinary 52-2 record. At Queens College from 1968 to 1980 and 81 to 82, Cavales' record was 259 wins versus 71 losses, totaling her winning percentage at 81%. Cavales made history in 1973 when her Queens College team defeated previously undefeated Immaculata in the AIAW National Championship. In 1975, she coached the first women's collegiate basketball game at Madison Square Garden, drawing over 12,000 spectators, a landmark moment for women's sports. at that time. She is inducted into multiple halls of fame: Springfield College, Queens College, Westchester State College, and the New York City Basketball Hall of Fame. In recognition of her enduring legacy, the Queens College Fitzgerald Gymnasium Court is named the Lucille Cavallis Court. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2025 inductee, Lucille Cavallis.
Lucille Cavallis coached Queens College during their historic 1975 game at Madison Square Garden, the first women's collegiate basketball game played at the Garden with over 12,000 spectators.
Thank you, Debbie, for that introduction. And thank you, Dana, and the boards of trustees and governors, and Carol Stiff, who was chair of the selection committee, for all your continuous work, recognizing the accomplishments of women and men in this sport. I am so thrilled to be inducted into this Women's Basketball Hall of Fame with this class of 2025. I think we're a team. That's the feeling I have. So, how did I get here, standing before you? And how did I learn this game? Well, back when newspapers were 2 cents, and ice cream cones a nickel, and gasoline 18 cents a gallon, I played with the boys in my neighborhood, learning to be athletic, while girls were supposed to be playing with dolls. In junior high, it was 3-on-3 basketball with the boys, learning the skills of the game, which I loved. At that time, it was improper for a girl to be seen carrying a basketball around, so I sewed a drawstring case to carry it in. All through high school and Springfield College, I played in recreational leagues, weekend tournaments, and in an industrial league, mostly playing boys' rules. I was on the New York Cover Girls, a team that barnstormed in the Northeast, playing men's teams for fundraisers or entertainment. We got $15 a game. Once we played a prelim game to the New York Knicks in the old Madison Square Garden. In 1962, I started coaching. I was teaching at Westchester State College in Pennsylvania and coaching the women's basketball team there. The women's team was, a lot of players on that women's team had varsity, high school varsity experience, so we had a terrific record of success, losing only 2 games in 4 years. When I got to Queens College in 1968, it was a different story. I had to teach the fundamentals of the game to players with no varsity experience. Our hard work paid off, and we got invited to the National Women's Basketball Invitational in 1971. The next year, we qualified for the very first National Basketball Championship, sponsored by the AIAW, which was really the precursor to the NCAA women's basketball championships now. The best teams in the country would be coming to the New York City area. And this was a big deal in our area at the time. We asked the President of the United States to write a welcoming letter in our program. The New York City mayor declared New York City Women's Basketball Week. The press and TV anchors were all over the event. The games were competitive and covered extensively by local and national media. In the end, Immaculata College won its second AIAW National Basketball Championship, defeating Queens College before a standing-only crowd. The perception of women as athletes was beginning to change. The next season, we added Immaculata College to our home schedule. In a packed gym with students cheering and nuns banging on pails, Queens College beat the two-time AIW national champs. Another big deal at the time. Then one day, I get a letter from Madison Square Garden, and it was an invitation to play a home game there the next season, and I could choose the opponent. This was a no-brainer. So I called Kathy and asked if Immaculata would like to play in the world's most famous arena. A big first for women's college basketball. On the day of the game, we drew 12,000 spectators. A lot of school kids with their family and friends were filing into their seats. The teams were on the floor warming up. And all of a sudden, the lights dimmed. There was a pause, and the sound system exploded with, "I am woman, hear me roar," with numbers too big to ignore. The crowd broke out cheering, and an exhilarating energy filled the garden. Immaculata won the game. But oh, what a day. It was a new beginning for women's sports. It was clear to everyone that history was being made. 3 more women's college basketball games were played in the Garden, and the last one in 1978 drew over 12,000 spectators. This was a wake-up call, which resulted in more athletic scholarships for women, and Division I programs started to flourish and have greater impact in women's national championships. The game has grown over the years, and in today's game, we see spectacular performances, incredible moves to the basket, clutch shots made under enormous pressure. And we are left in awe and euphoric at the rise in women's basketball. Although we, as athletes and coaches, are highly competitive, finally, we are all on the same team to rise and be the best we can be through opportunities in our sport and in society. I want to thank all my players who helped define this period in our history. Some of them are here with me tonight. I'd like to ask them to stand, run a fast break, and then sit down. Come on, get up. There you go. I am honored to be inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame and to have our history recognized. Thank you.
Congratulations, Lucille. During her playing days at UConn, Sue Bird was a two-time NCAA champion. Bird was a three-time recipient of the Nancy Lieberman Award, and in 2002 won the Naismith College Player of the Year, Big East Player of the Year, and the USBWA National Player of the Year. In the WNBA, Bird secured her legacy as a four-time champion in 2004, 2010, 2018, and 2020. Is also a 12-time All-Star, while also being named to multiple WNBA teams. Sue holds numerous league records, including all-time leader in games played, assists, and minutes. Bird is one of the most decorated players in basketball history. And as a five-time Olympic gold medalist and as a four-time FIBA World Cup gold medalist. Internationally, she added 5 EuroLeague titles to her resume. Bird has been honored as one of the WNBA's top 15 players of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2025 inductee, Sue Bird.
Bird is the WNBA's all-time leader in seasons played, games played, assists, minutes played, and turnovers, along with 12 WNBA All-Star appearances.
Man, what's with all the grainy footage? Lucille's is even better than ours. Thank you to the selection committee for this honor and for all you do in women's basketball. It's wonderful to spend time with you all today. Congratulations to the other members of the 2025 class. I feel so lucky to share this with you. It really does feel like a team. It's been really fun spending these last couple of days and getting to know you and your stories. My entire career, I had the honor of playing point guard, someone who sees the court and finds that perfect moment to set someone else up for greatness. As I prepared for today, I realized every assist I ever made came from the countless assists that were made for me. My journey has been shaped by an incredible team of family, coaches, teammates, and mentors who believed in me, guided me, and saw something in me before I could see it in myself. So tonight, I honor the truth that greatness is never a solo performance. Behind every great player is an even greater support system. And behind this great point guard was a chorus of people yelling at her to shoot it more. I heard all of you. This is my tribute to all who assisted me in becoming not just the player you remember, but the person I am proud to be. My very first assist came from my mother, Nancy, my father, Herschel, and my older sister, Jen, who escorted me today. Mom and Dad, you gave me the freedom and space to be exactly who I was meant to be, and never tried to force me into someone else's mold. You showed me that excellence wasn't just about how I played basketball. It was about balance, about being a complete person with priorities, values, and perspective. It's why you always had me finish my homework before I could go play pickup at the park, which does leave me wondering, like, what could I have accomplished if that had been reversed? Jen, you are my role model and my roadmap. You showed me what it looked like to be smart, driven, and successful. You set a standard that pushed me to be better. I'm also so thankful for all the speed training you put me through. There is nothing like an older sibling timing you to go get them things around the house. To my extended family, thank you for your unwavering support throughout this journey. And to my little nieces, Zoe and Alex, who are less impressed with my playing career and more amazed that I actually know Paige Beckers and Asia Wilson, even though they don't believe that I actually know them. You gave me a different type of motivation. Suddenly, I had these little eyes watching my every move, and that made me want to be my absolute best. The assists that truly transformed my game came from coaches. To the UConn coaching staff, who's actually there now, same one when I was there back then, Gino Auriemma, Chris Daly, Tanya Cardoza, and Jamel Elliott. Morgan, I know you're here too, shout out. You assisted me in ways that went far beyond X's and O's. You developed my character. Coach Auriemma, you taught me that basketball is not a game of how to, it's a game of when to, and that wisdom became my North Star both on and off the court. CD, you have proven time and time again that excellence is perfecting the details that others ignore and doing the little things right every single time. That attention to detail became part of who I am, which is exactly why I chose you to present me tonight. And that makes it even more hilarious that they were late because their flight got delayed. And so she actually couldn't present me. Yeah, you win 12 and you get a little lax, huh? To every head coach, Vincent Cannizzaro in high school, Lynn Dunn, who is here, Ann Donovan, rest in peace, Brian Agler, Jenny Busek, Dan Hughes is here, Noel Quinn, Van Chancellor, and Don Staley. That's all I had. That's not bad. That was it. As well as all the assistant coaches that made you all look so good. I learned something from each of you that became part of the fabric of my game. Jenny, not only did you unlock the next iteration of my career, you provided unwavering belief in me when I needed it most, and that fueled my confidence. Thank you all for seeing potential I couldn't always see in myself. Every teammate I ever had, from my New York roots to UConn to Seattle to Team USA to Russia, you assisted me in ways that the box score could never, ever capture. To my UConn class, especially Swin Cash, Tamika Raymond, and Asia Jones, we learned what it meant to be champions before we really even understood what that word meant. To my Storm family, Lauren Jackson, you were my partner from day one. Tanisha Wright and the OG7, only a group this special would have a group chat to this day. And to Brianna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd, watching you two develop into superstars while trusting me to guide that journey was one of the greatest privileges of my career. Your willingness to learn from an old point guard gave my later years new purpose. Then there's the teammate that was on all the teams, Diana Taurasi. Our friendship goes way beyond basketball, your family. Some say we're the best backcourt of all time, and I think you're the greatest of all time. So I guess that makes me the Diana Taurasi of point guards. If I didn't name you, forgive me. I clearly singled out the teammates who had the best hands. Behind every player's success is an entire ecosystem working to make dreams possible. To the Seattle Storm franchise and ownership, Lisa Brummel, Ginny Gilder, Don Trudeau, Alicia Valavanis, Karen Bryant, Talisa Ria, and all of the Storm crazies, you gave me a home for over 2 decades and allowed me to grow with you through every chapter of my life. To the medical staff, gotta shout out the medical staff, who kept me healthy, especially Susan Borchert. You protected me and extended my career. General Dempsey, Jim Tooley, and Carol Callan, and everyone at USA Basketball. Carol subbed in for CD and was my presenter, which is so fitting because that's exactly who Carol was throughout my entire USA Basketball experience. Wearing USA across my chest was something I never took for granted. To the WNBA family, past and present, from Val Ackerman to Kathy Engelbert, and of course Don Orander, who's in the house, to the NBA and Adam Silver, to Wasserman and my agents, Lindsay and Dan, and to all the organizations, especially Nike, Ray Pond, Eileen Hauser, that supported women's basketball. You invested your time, resources, and faith into building a foundation. You didn't just support me, you supported the future of our sport when it needed champions the most, and in doing so, you gave me the career of my dreams. To my friends who still see me as Sue Bird, like one word, you reminded me there was always more to life than basketball, even when it seemingly consumed everything, and even kept me humble because some of you still think you can beat me in a shooting contest. I love the delusion, and you're welcome for all the amazing trips. Megan, my partner in everything. Can you believe it? we're podcasters. You've taught me that greatness isn't just about what you achieve on the court or field, but that the most meaningful victories happen when you use your voice for something bigger than yourself. You've been my biggest fan, my voice of reason, and my softest landing place. Thank you for seeing me, really seeing me, and loving all of me. You've made me braver, kinder, and more whole than I thought possible. I love doing life and podcasts with you. As I close, I want to honor those who came before me, the pioneers who fought for opportunities when there were none. To every player, coach, and advocate who paved the way, your sacrifices made my career possible. Basketball has given me more than I could ever give back, but like everyone before me, I've tried to leave it in a better place. I hope I've shown young girls they can be fierce competitors and gracious teammates, that they can be strong and vulnerable, that they can lead and listen, and they can pursue their dreams relentlessly while lifting others up along the way. Today, as I watch the explosion in women's basketball, I am filled with overwhelming pride. We all should. The game isn't just surviving, it's thriving. To witness this generation of players stepping into their power, being unapologetic, and celebrated for their talent, that's the real dream come true. To all the current players, this is your league now. Don't let anyone else define it. Trust yourselves, trust each other, and keep pushing us forward. The assist was always my favorite play in basketball, and it remains my favorite play in life. I promise to keep making the pass as long as you all keep promising, or all keep promise to yell at me to shoot it. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Sue. What a great class of inductees. The Hall of Fame has gained 2 coaches, a contributor, and 4 players tonight. Thank you all for being a part of the Hall of Fame ceremony. Thank you to our sponsors, including Smith College and the Berenson Trophy. I want to give a shout out to 2021 class of 2021 inductee Carol Stiff for introducing Smith College to us and bringing Kristen Hughes to us. And as a not-for-profit, the Hall is depending on you to help us carry out our mission. So please, if you can, help us honor, celebrate, and promote the game of women's basketball. Let's welcome back the class of 2025.